Building a house is one of the most exciting and most overwhelming things a person can ever do. There are so many moving parts, so many professionals involved, so many decisions to make that most people don't even know where to begin. In this video, I am going to walk you through the entire process of building a house from the very first step to the very last. No jargon, no confusion, just a clear, simple, step-by-step guide that anyone, anywhere in the world can follow. Whether you are just starting to plan or already in the middle of your build, this video will show you exactly where you are, what comes next, and what to never skip. Let's build. Define your brief and budget. Before a single drawing is made or a single block is bought, you need to be crystal clear on two things: what you want and what you can afford. Your brief is a simple document that answers these questions. How many bedrooms do you need? How many floors? Do you need a garage, a garden, a home office? What style of house do you want? Your budget must be realistic and must include everything. Not just construction, but land if you haven't bought it yet, professional fees, permits, utilities connection, and your contingency fund of at least 20% on top of everything. Most building projects go wrong at this very first step, not because people don't plan, but because they plan for what they want instead of what they can actually afford. Be honest with yourself at this stage. It will save you enormous pain later. Get your land and do a soil test once you know what you want and what you can spend. You need your land sorted before anything else. If you already have land, great. If not, secure it now using everything we covered in our land buying video. Once you have your land, do a soil test immediately. A geotechnical engineer takes samples from the ground and tells you exactly what type of soil you are building on and what kind of foundation your house will need. This test costs very little compared to your total build costs, but it determines everything that comes after it. Build without a soil test, and you are gambling with your foundation, the most important part of your entire house. Hire your design team. Now you need professionals to turn your brief into actual drawings. At minimum, you need an architect to design the layout and appearance of your house, and a structural engineer to design the foundation and structural elements. Your architect will produce architectural drawings, floor plans, elevations, sections. Your structural engineer will produce structural drawings, foundation design, column sizes, beam specifications, reinforcement details. Both sets of drawings are necessary. One without the other is incomplete. Never start construction with only one set of drawings, and never start without any drawings at all. A good design team is not a cost. It is your single biggest protection against every expensive mistake that can happen on a building site. Get your permits and approvals before any construction begins. Your drawings must be submitted to the relevant local authority for approval. This is called building permit or planning permission depending on your country. This step is not optional. Building without approval is illegal in most parts of the world. Authorities can stop your construction, fine you heavily, or, in extreme cases, order demolition of an unapproved structure. Work with your architect to submit the correct documents. Processing times vary by location, from a few weeks to a few months. Use this waiting time to finalize your contractor selection and prepare your construction budget breakdown. Never lay a single block before your permit is approved. No exception. Select and brief your contractor with approved drawings in hand. Now you select your contractor. Get at least 3 quotes from 3 different contractors. Compare not just price, but their experience, their past projects, their references, and how clearly they can explain their quote. Once selected, brief them thoroughly. Go through every drawing together. Make sure they understand exactly what is expected at every stage. Agree on a payment schedule tied to completion of specific stages, not arbitrary dates. Sign a contract before work begins. The contract must cover scope of work, materials to be used, timeline, payment schedule, and penalties for delay or poor workmanship. The quality of your briefing determines the quality of your building. A confused contractor builds a confused house. Construction begins. Substructure. Construction starts below ground. This phase is called the substructure. Everything from the bottom of your foundation to the ground floor level. First, the site is cleared and set out. Your surveyor or engineer marks the exact position of your building on the land. Then excavation begins, digging to the depth specified by your structural engineer based on the soil test results. Foundation concrete is poured. Foundation walls are built up to ground level. Ground floor slab or beam and block floor is constructed. This phase must be supervised closely. What goes underground stays underground. Errors here cannot be fixed later without enormous cost. Your building professional must inspect and approve every stage before the next one begins. Superstructure and finishing. Once the substructure is complete and approved, the superstructure begins. This is everything above ground. Walls, columns, beams, floors, if multi-story, roof structure, and roof covering. After the structure is complete comes the services. Plumbing, electrical, and mechanical installations are built into the walls and floors before plastering begins. Then finishing. Plastering, tiling, painting, doors, windows, kitchen, bathrooms, and all the details that make a house feel like a home. Finally, external works. Fencing, gates, driveway, landscaping, and connection to utilities. Each phase must be completed and inspected before the next begins. Rushing phases to save time almost always costs more time and money in the end. Building a house has many steps, but every single one of them is manageable when you understand what it is and why it matters. Define your brief and budget. Sort your land and soil test. Hire your design team. Get your permits. Select your contractor carefully. Build your substructure with close supervision. Then complete your superstructure and finishing one phase at a time. Follow these steps in order and your building project will be one of the most rewarding experiences of your life. Subscribe to Before You Build. Every week we give you the knowledge that turns overwhelming into achievable. See you in the next one.